Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're out here up in the hills, up in the mountaintops of Salt Lake City, Utah, because guess what? Nissan is continuing with their renaissance, and it's with this big boy right here. What is this? This is your all-new, redesigned 2025 Nissan Armada, plus this is an all-new spec that you, the customer, you, the fans, have asked for, Nissan Armada Pro-4X. But before we get into this full-on, full-size SUV with off-road cred, let's talk about what is going on here. So Nissan, like we talked about, going back to the Nissan proto spec that we did in some basement at the Nissan headquarters many, many years ago. It seems like forever and a day ago. We are continuing with that renaissance, and what they decided to do, it's time for their largest vehicle that they currently sell in the United States, the Armada, to get that full rebirth treatment. So what you're gonna find is it's not just a refresh. We're talking about from the bottom to the top, and what's even better is that for those of you who really kind of like that off-roading spec, that off-roading attributes of the Armada, now we have a perfect carbon copy of what they've been driving over in other parts of the world for about 70 years, the Nissan Patrol. So now you're going to see nothing watered down, even Stevens for both other parts of the world and the United States. Plus, you're going to have new power, you're going to have new technology, and a whole new interior. So what I want to find out is, did Nissan do it right and actually give the fans, give the diehards that want a Pro 4X trim, is it time for you to be dropping your money? Is this going to be the one to make you happy? Let's go ahead. Let's find out what's so unique and different and see if it's the one to buy. Let's go ahead and dive in. Right off the bat, it's got that familiar look. So it's one of those things that I like the way they're really creating an evolution of their iconic models like the Armada rather than a revolution. And I think that was super smart. Now at the front of the business, you'll see a whole new face. And what I love about it is that this is a similar face that you're getting on other Nissan vehicles, and I'll show you in a few seconds. So all new LED lighting. So you're gonna have your LED daytime running lamp, LED, of course, headlights, and turn signals. One thing you'll notice about how they set up the actual housing is this double C-shape locking mechanism to really show sort of the fortified philosophy behind what an Armada is about. This isn't about just driving around the mall parking lot, which you could go to the mall and drive around the parking lot. This is about going where the pavement ends, like we're out here in Salt Lake City, and really doing the business. So it's not just about what's under the skin, but it's the skin itself. And that's the attention to detail that I like what Nissan is doing. Of course, that beautiful green, which we showed you originally on the redesigned Pathfinder, spilling onto this new Armada. And you're still gonna have your selection of trims. So if you're not a Pro 4X kind of person, you're still gonna have your other trims starting with the SV. But we'll talk more about that later. Working our way down, more body color. The Pro 4X has a unique front fascia that's actually going to give you greater approach angles and greater departure angles. I like the way they brought the different elements of material. So we have some flat black, some gloss black, but you'll also notice you do get your LED fog lamps. And then coming across that new updated grille, it's like you see the V motion behind it, but you'll also see that new touch. First seen on the Pathfinder, that triple slotted upper portion of the grille is giving it that signature identity. I remember back when I was a kid in elementary school and the first Pathfinders were coming out, that's what you saw, those openings on the front or those hard body Nissan pickup trucks. Nice to see them kind of tie back that heritage into the design. And I think that's the important message with this, is that they're taking that Patrol and bringing it right here for our shores. Now you are going to have gloss black on the grille, fully functional. Of course, that bright orange Nissan trim badge. Love the way they hid the forward-facing camera within the badge itself. Working our way down to ground level, you have more functionality. And if Lori could show you by zooming on in, you'll see intercooler behind there. What does that mean? We have twin turbocharged power, but we'll talk about that as soon as we rise up. Love the way you have this nice sharp angle, like I said, to help with the approach. And then you'll see those bright orange tow recovery hooks that are going to be able to pull those lesser SUVs out. And when we talk about what's the competition, we're looking at Chevy Tahoe Z71. We're looking at the GMC Yukon, obviously AT4. Those are some of the Ford Expedition, the Timberland edition. Those are those different trims. And we have, you hear that? Real metal skid plates to protect the belly of this beast. Now, as we take the elevator up to the top level, you'll see that nice, big, broad hood. And for those who saw our review of the sister, the cousin, so to speak, corporate cousin of this vehicle, the QX80, I like the way that even though they're on the similar platform, has that distinct Nissan look. Love the way it's got these great crisp body lines. And then what's important is this lower section of the hood, because when you're sitting behind the wheel, that's going to give you a good view out over the hood. And then guess what? If it doesn't help your vision, they actually have surround view cameras, which we're going to talk about that once we get to the interior. But definitely love that big, broad, muscular appearance. Like it's going to handle just about anything. Now, as we go around the bend, of course, we're going to have unique wheels and tires. What do we have going on? 20-inch wheels. Love this new shape and style. Gloss black. It actually has the Pro-4X name in the wheel itself. So you know this isn't just something that they grabbed right off the shelf. They made this specifically for the Pro-4X. You have those Yokohama Geolandar all-terrain tires, which means we have our real deal shielding. So if you're going down a road and you get a sharp rock, the rocks just bounce off, just like that. Just bounce right off, and you don't have to worry as much about getting a puncture. On the Armada, we do have a true four-way adaptive air ride suspension. This is something that, like I said, that new technology, you could raise the vehicle 2.1 inches, or you could also drop it as well. So nice to see that air ride suspension technology. Love the way they did the fender flares. Nothing too kind of atrocious where it goes too high into the fender, but it gives it that off-road look. And this is obviously going to take a better beating than if it was just all painted that beautiful green. Now, as we rise up, what about underneath the hood? Gone is the V8. Go ahead, let's get it out. Get your Kleenex, get your box of Kleenex, cry it out. No more V8. But what you're going to have in its place is a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, 425 horsepower. Now, you may say, Joe, 425 horsepower, my sister's getting an Infiniti QX80 autograph, and she told me hers has 450 horsepower. Well, guess what? Your sister is right. Hers has 450 horsepower. The reason why this one is tuned at 425 horsepower is because this one runs on regular octane. Your sister is going to have to use the premium. So that's the compromise, the give and you take. And if you're wondering about torque, 516 pound-feet of torque, and you could tow 8,500 pounds. And that goes for all the trims. SV, all the way up to Platinum Reserve. So that's what's underneath the hood. What's it bolted to? It's bolted to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And of course, you're gonna have that historic 4-wheel drive that's gonna get the power to the ground. And the Pro-4X out back has a locking rear diff. Electric locking rear diff. This is what you asked for. Nissan has given it to you. So now we put the Kleenex away, we can move on. Working our way down the side, you're gonna get that signature style with the venting on the side, the gloss black. Like I said, I think it's one of those kind of styling cues, important to have, because it would look a little bland without this piece here. Let me know if you're digging that on the side. You do have gloss black on the mirror caps, those cameras that are gonna give you that surround view vision front, back, sides, the whole shabam, LED lighting. And I like the way that they black out the A-pillar and all of the top trim. Now you'll notice from the side, this is a two-tone. So you got your black roof, your black roof rails, which remember, you could get your Nissan, you could go get those crossbars from the accessories catalog. You get yourself a cargo basket, you get yourself a mountain bike carrier, you get yourself a canoe carrier, whatever you got, this is gonna be able to take you on that journey, because that's what it's all about. It's about the journey, not about the destination. Now, what I do like is they have this dark chrome finish along the bottom, because the gloss black makes sense since everything is black up top, but then we have this dark chrome finish. Love the way it still has that sort of like sporty off-road look to it. Color matched on the door handles. Look at what they did with our stationary built-in running boards. They actually flare out a little bit as you come towards the rear of the vehicle. And that is going to give you plenty of real estate to get in and out. Nothing too obnoxious. And for me, I know some of you might be saying, well, Joe, what about like automatic dropping running boards? I like those. The problem with those is that it doesn't have the look. This has the look. When I think Armada, I think Japanese tank. And I feel like I could just drive right through the woods right there. So that gives it that signature look. Now, working our way towards the rear, look at the way they did the quarter glass. Instead of just doing a regular rectangle or a trapezoid or a rhombus, we have some unique shape to it. And this is what I was telling you about, that attention to detail, which you see on the outside. Wait until we get to the interior, like the way we have that Armada in that lava orange setup there, because it's nice and stamped in. Let you know that this is the Pro-4X. You got, of course, your rear fender flares. And then as we swing it around back, get ready for this one, because I'm going to get really excited. No exposed rear wiper. So you actually have your wiper tucked in to that nice long roof spoiler. That's going to swoop down. On the Pro-4X, you'll notice that we have extra lighting. So if your friend next door to you gets an SV, his lighting on the back is going to be a little different. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that yours has more lighting. So you have that LED lighting all the way across. The Nissan Armada, I love the way that they put that within the trim. We don't need to have all of these letters just stuck all over the beautiful paint. Pro-4X is enough. I'm happy with that. I'm even happier with the LED taillights. Great style, looking just like the headlights up front, and then dropping it like it's hot, which it's actually not that hot out here in Salt Lake City. Really finished the rear very well to give you a nice departure angle. This cover comes off, of course, which will allow you to tow up to 8,500 pounds on any of the trims. But why don't we go ahead? We talked about the outside. Let's jump to the interior and see what this Pro-4X is bringing. All right, guys, I'm feeling pretty lucky right about now because I get to sit inside this redesigned 2025 Nissan Armada, plus the new trim, the Pro-4X. I know you're saying to yourself, Joe, this thing is killer. I was thinking about a Tahoe. I was thinking about a Yukon. I'm liking this more. How much is it? No official pricing yet, but expect Nissan to keep it very competitive. But until we find out the price, let's find out what they're bringing to the door panels. Love the clean style. You have the black soft touch material throughout the top of the door panel, that nice lava orange stitching, and then we have the clips, 15 speaker sound system, lots of wattage up in that corner there, and then you have a speaker in the center portion, no gloss black by the switchgear, and a nice soft armrest. Door pocket is a decent size. You could probably get, I would say, 2 Renaissance Festival turkey legs and a big old mug of root beer. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, love the materials, love the attention to detail, the stitching, even some of this wood trim in here looking really good. Down below, what do you got? You got a place for a purse, a sack, a satchel, because we have an electronic transmission shifter. And then first time in this segment, not one, but 2 14.3 inch screens. Now on the SV, they're going to be 12.3. All the other trims get 14.3-inch screens, full touchscreen, Google built in, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. Let me show you some of the camera action and all the other goodies that we have going on here. So when you go into your camera, look at what we got. Love it. The graphics, the detail. You could then just tap on anywhere you want to go. That to me, and look, there's these people that have been watching us. I'm trying to figure out if they're fans or if they're here to hurt me. We'll find out. But the way you have all of these great camera, invisible. Look, I got the invisible hood where you could see through while you're off-roading, see the movement of the tires. That's the technology you want when you're off-roading, I promise you, because it's going to allow you to see all the nooks and crannies. Heated seats and ventilated seats, all nicely done. If you go Pro-4X Premium, you actually get front massage seats as well. Dual climate control, easy to use. And then working our way down, you have your electronic trailer release. You also have blind spot trailering, where you could tow a 33-foot long trailer, up to a 33-foot long trailer, and not have any blind spots. That to me is smart. Working our way down, real volume knob. If you don't like touching screens because you have a phobia, you got your ventilated seats, heated seats, all real buttons. Nice blower, fan, switch, toggle switch. You got your modes, which I'll show you that when you come to the business end of things. 4 high, 4 low, lock that rear diff. And then this is your push button transmission for the 9-speed automatic. Wood finish, the Armada badge, slide it open, wireless charging, 2 USB-Cs, 2 cup holders. There's a lock. This lock is actually a lock to my heart. And you got to know the code, and only Laura knows that code to open it up. So there you go, Laura. You open it up later. Close that up. Love this. Ready? Boom. Here is your Armada key fob. So nice buttons. I like the way they update it. You have a little bit of a tray here where you could collect your polished stones out in Salt Lake City. And then taking this trash out, you could easily put, I would say, 2 baseball gloves there. So if you have a son or a daughter and you want to get some practice throwing the old ball back and forth, you could have your gloves in there. Something that you should do, very important. Spend time with your kids. Get off the damn phone. Get off your computer. Spend time with your kids. That's all I got to say. Seats. Look at the leather, the Pro-4X embroidery. They brought the orange into it. The nice bolstering, 12-way adjustable, 4-way adjustable lumbar. So you have 12-way adjustable seat, 4-way adjustable lumbar, heated, ventilated, massage, ginormous panoramic sunroof with a power shade. And then to top it off, you have a digital rear view mirror. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Armada. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. You do have your seat controls, easy to get to, just like the passenger side. I'm 6 feet tall, and if you need full size, this really brings it. I'm going to close this power shade because it's sort of, the sun's sort of beating down on me a little bit, but nice to show that motion. I know some people probably would have complained if I didn't shut the power shade, but I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room here. Love the nice high armrest, and the fact that this has all the off-road credentials as the Patrol is amazing. Look at the steering wheel, the leather, the orange stitching. I love the way you got some buttons on the steering wheel, but it's gloss black, and that's going to make fingerprints, so I do have to zonk that. I like the dark gray finish. You do have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel, paddles to go through that 9-speed automatic, and then like I said, 2, this is the second one, 14.3-inch screens. Love the way it shows the height control. You could scroll through a cornucopia, including off-road gauges. Really, really nicely done. And then get ready for this. We got the modes, sport, tow, rock, sand, mud, rut. Those are specific to the Pro-4X. So nice to see those modes. And then as Lori backs out, when you go into the off-road modes, your camera automatically comes up. How smart is that? Plus, you already have the pre-wired driving camera. So you could have your camera's set up to record while you're driving, just in case, you know, just for those in case moments. But let's get into the mid row and the third row and see how much room there is in this Armada. All right, guys, mid row time. And what's great about this is that the mid row, this particular one, is equipped with the bench seat all the way across. You got those sliding seats, which are nice. Backs of the seats, the leather, nice large pockets. You could easily put 10 strips of bacon. Actually, chocolate covered bacon. Salt Lake City is the home of chocolate covered bacon. Talk about bacon. Look at the freaking bacon bits I got back here. You got your little command center, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's a zonk, especially because they give us a freaking button for them. What the heck is going on here? I want my ventilated seats. But you have your full digital readout, USB-Cs, a 12 volt. Look at the room I have. I feel freaking fantastic. You could actually get a little bit more recline out of it. And, ooh, Charmin Soft, 2 cup holders, and the Pro-4X embroidery. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into that third row and see if it's tight for big old Joe Raiti. All right, guys, third row time, and this is what makes a body-on-frame full-size SUV different from all the crossover stuff. You actually have a lot of room back here. So I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not even close to the headliner. We got AC vents. Just to show you, I'm sitting in the middle. Look how much room we have. And these seats could slide back, and I would still have plenty of leg room. My knees are nice and low. The material, just as good as the other rows. And then you do have USB-Cs back here. And like I said, your AC vents. But let's get into the cargo area and see what you could haul in this Armada. All right, guys, cargo area time. Hit the button. Nice electric assist. Gives you a couple beeps. And then what you're going to be greeted to is actually quite a good amount of space. If you're a golfer, you'll be able to get your golf bag back here with no problem. Manually put the seats down, the headrests. And then on the passenger side is where you're going to find a cornucopia of different switch gear. And you could also raise and lower the back of the vehicle because of that air ride suspension. But we'll go ahead and put the third row down and see if we could be successful. Look at this. One touch operation, 60-40 split. Love the way you have that nice momentum. Gives you that flat area. We do have a home power source. Perfect for an electric air compressor. There's your USB-C under that cover. Plenty of cup holders back here. And then what's under this area? You have some storage for about 36 Twinkies. But of course, that mid row will fold down flat and you could basically live in this Pro-4X. So that's the good news. But you know what? I know you want to go for a drive in this. I want to go for a drive. I don't know if anybody's looking. Well, we got some people watching us, so I'll probably have to wait. But we will be doing the first drive. But until we get to that first drive experience, let's wrap it up from Salt Lake City. All right, guys, been a crazy day out here in Salt Lake City. Want to thank the whole Nissan USA team for having us out so that we could bring this all-new 2025 Nissan Armada and especially the Pro-4X trim to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Has Nissan hit the nail perfectly on the head for that full-size, full-in, fully off-road SUV? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti Rides family. Of course, we need to thank Lori Raiti, working that camera like a champ, no matter if the ground is flat, if we're on a hill, or there's bugs attacking us. She stands firm. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.